What up, what up, what up? What's popping? What's going on? What's the deal? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? What's good? So I'm not gonna be on here too long, probably like an hour, if that much. You feel what I'm saying? Probably like around an hour. What's going on? Y'all already starting that shit in the chat talking about coronavirus. Oh my god. So what's popping? Who in the chat? Sean, McCann, Scott, Theo C, the Scapegoats, Handsome Bachelor Lifestyle. What up? Hold this L was good. John Anderson was popping. Mega Giants, Aaron B, Goldie Mac. What's good? What's good, people? What is popping out here? I'm sure everybody is chilling in the crib because people scared to go outside. You feel what I'm saying? How are you guys enjoying all the panicking? Who's panicking out here? Who's who's out here scared and shit? You feel what I'm saying? Man, this shit, you know, I hate to date the shows, but this Corona shit, man, this shit is goofy. You say you bought 96 toilet rolls today? Hilarious. Oh man, dude is buying mad toilet paper, getting crazy. You said everyone's store here is closed. Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. Man, because dudes is asking me. They was like, "Yo, you know, how we gonna get chicks and how we gonna get shit popping?" Uh, Shout out to April MC. How we gonna get this shit popping with, shit on lockdown? You know what I'm saying? How we gonna get this shit popping with shit on lockdown? So let me I was actually thinking about doing this program, but I was like, I don't even know if I'm do this shit. But I was gonna do a program to help guys out with some tips on how to still get girls in this type of environment where, shit is going down. But so many things are changing. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna fucking, as long as you're able to go outside and travel to place, meaning I'm not saying travel to another country, but like if you're able to go outside of your house, drive somewhere or walk somewhere, then you should be good. You understand? Because either you could go walk somewhere or the girl could walk somewhere and see you. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, the bars and clubs are closed, the gyms are closed in a lot of different places. Some places is I heard have curfews now and shit. It's just a lot of shit going on, man. It's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? But the topic that I wanted to talk about kind of it could tie into this also. I was talking about, the best way, or the best time to test a woman's interest in you. Okay? The best time to test a woman's interest in you. So what is the best time to test a woman's interest in you? Right? The best time to test a woman's interest in you is to see if she's going to cooperate with you when it's not necessarily convenient for her. Okay? You want to see if a woman's going to cooperate with you when it's not necessarily convenient for her. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that she may have to sacrifice something, or she may have to put in more time, or she may have to go out of her way to deal with you. So the best time to test a woman's interest in you is, how cooperative is she going to be when in this situation it's not as convenient for her to cooperate. So for example, on a regular day, right? You may hit up a chick and you may say, "Hey, meet me at this bar and let's go get a drink," right? Now, that's not necessarily too much of a hassle. in certain situations. You understand what I'm saying? But let's say right now you match with a girl on Tinder. She's never met you before, and you've been only chatting with her for 5 minutes, and you say, hey, since this coronavirus shit is popping, how about you come to my place? Right now, this may not really be convenient for her. You feel what I'm saying? Because, she don't know, maybe she might feel like she's going to catch some shit when she goes outside. Maybe she thinks she might catch some shit with you. Maybe she lives far away from you. It's going to take her a while to get to your place, whatever the fuck it is. But if it's not convenient for a chick and she's still complying and she's still, fucking with you, that's how you test if a woman has that high interest in you. That's how you test if she's really, really feeling you. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to make it to where it's a situation that's not convenient for her. So for example, let's say a girl says, yo, I gotta get up for work at 6 a.m. And you hit her up around like 9 and you say, yo, come through to the crib at like 10. You understand? So she got to get up at 6 a.m, but you telling her to come over around 10 or 11, right? To get it in. What's going to happen is that if she's really interested in you, she's going to come over and she's willing to lose sleep to fuck with you. You understand? She's willing to lose sleep to fuck with you. These are the type of women that I like. I like women who they'll lose sleep to fuck with me. I like women who go out their way to fuck with me. I like women who basically drop everything. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let's say you hit up a chick, and this could be a new chick or this could be a chick you sort of been fucking with here and there, right? You hit up a chick and you be like, yo, what you doing tonight? She's like, oh, I'm going to hang out with my girlfriends. And you be like, no, you're not. You're going to come hang out with me. Be like, cancel on your girlfriends. Right? And if she does that, that's showing that she has that high interest in you. You're testing her at a time where it's not convenient for her to come see you. You understand? Big statement, facts. You say you like women who drive all the way to you to come and see you. Real talk. Real talk. You understand? You see, you want to see. This is the thing, because this is how it is with women. Women, they will deal with a guy who they're not that into and give him the runaround. They'll be very flaky with the guy. They'll be very fickle with the dude, right? But a guy she's really interested in, ain't no flakiness going on, ain't no fickle behavior. She's ready to make it happen, right? Because she has that high interest in him. So whenever you have a situation that's not convenient for her and she follows through, you understand what I'm saying? Then that's showing that she has high interest. You said women that will cancel on their friends are the same women you'll think are needy tomorrow. Nah, you don't gotta act needy. You know what I'm saying? It's just look, you can see your friends whenever. You understand? It might be a time where I can only see you at this time, and let's make something happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because what's funny about the difference between men and women, a man will cancel on his friends to see a woman. Women generally won't cancel on her friends to see a man. You understand? And there's a lot of different reasons for that. But it's just interesting how that happens. You understand? It's just interesting how that happens. Because I remember one time I was supposed to meet up with I was meeting up with one of my boys, and I haven't seen this dude in like 3 months. Right? I get to the spot, he's already there. He's talking to this chick. And I talked to him for maybe like 3 minutes. He said, bruh, this chick trying to leave with me, so I'm gonna have to holler at you later. I said, my nigga, do your thing. I'll holler at you later. You understand? But women generally won't do that. The woman, she's gonna like stay with her girlfriends and shit. You feel what I'm saying? She's gonna, want to spend the time with her girlfriends. And a lot of it too is that women, they're a little bit more group oriented. So this is why they'll do shit like that. Fucking men, we're a little bit, we're more loners. We can just do shit on our own. So we don't necessarily need our friends around. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother thing. O'Milly, you said what makes her have that high interest? Well, it depends. It depends on a lot of things. It could be like she could have that high interest, like let's say off the bat, where you meet a girl off of Tinder, Bumble, or whatever. She could be extremely attracted to you on a physical level, right? Then on top of that, based off of what you're saying in the text, or if you call her, y'all FaceTime or whatever it is, she could be interested in you based off of what you're saying and what you're doing, which will compel her to want to make something happen. But again, you're always testing, right, to see her level of interest. You understand? Because see, the trick that this is what gets guys tricked. What makes you what tricks you is this, is that you may be dealing with a lot of women who have medium interest in you. So what happens is that the medium interest starts to seem normal. So what I mean is you might meet a few girls who they may have the vibe of, oh, let's like get to know each other more. Let's talk more. Let's take it slow. So that becomes your normal, right? Versus, your normal being women being very cooperative and very sexual with you, right? So some guys' normal is they will deal with a woman deal with women who are flaky. So they may set up a date with a girl on Tinder, or meet a girl at a bar, get her number, set up a date or whatever it is, or set up a time to hook up or whatever the fuck it is, right? And the girl be like, oh, hey, can we do a rain check? I just can't make it tonight. Or, hey, something came up. Can we, see each other another time? And the guy's like, oh, yeah, that's cool, and he'll fucking, fuck with her, right? Or the chick just may be, flaky. See, my thing is this. Even within that, setting up a date and about to go on a date and a girl flaking, 99% of the time, right, I don't deal with women who flake on the first date. So, for example, if I match with a girl on Tinder, right, I'm gonna take calls in a second. Let's say if I match with a girl on Tinder, right, and I say, yo, let's meet up, Friday or whatever, right? Friday comes and she's like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it for whatever the fuck reason. 99% of the time, we're done forever. We're done. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're done. And now, the reason why is because, I'm testing her interest already. Or I should say she's showing me her level of interest already. Because this is the first time we're supposed to meet. So if this is the first time we're supposed to meet, this is the first impression, and you don't come through, we're done. Because it's showing me you don't really have that interest. Because if you did, you would show up. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is this, and also what you have to understand is that in this situation, it's not as convenient for her to meet me. Why? Because she don't even know me like that yet. You understand what I'm saying? She still don't really know me like that. So what women think is this. Usually this is what happens. They're interested in you enough, or they like you a lot to the point where they're like, I don't really know this guy, but I want to see him because I'm interested. Right? Or what'll happen is they're like, this guy seems okay, but since I don't know him, I'm not really in the mood to fuck with him right now. So I'm just going to flake. So the flaking is, you know, it correlates to her medium interest. Her wanting to fuck with you correlates to her actually being having a high interest in you, and her taking that chance that's not really that convenient for her. You understand what I'm saying? So it still goes back to the whole, is she cooperating with you even though it's not that convenient? You see what I'm saying? Because I always say this, that for women, until you are emotionally relevant to them, they don't give a fuck. They'll just flake on you. They'll do whatever. You're not that much of a priority to a woman until you are emotionally relevant to her. Now, what I like to test for is how interested the girl is in me before I am that emotionally relevant to her. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to test for that. I want to see how fast she can get invested in me. You understand? That's what I'm looking for. And for those who don't know what emotionally relevant means, that means that how attached is this woman to you? Meaning, how much how much does she care about you in the situation? How attracted is she to you? How much does she care about even making something happen with you? And usually, a lot of times when women first fuck with you, they're not that emotionally. You're not that emotionally relevant because she just met you. You understand what I'm saying? She may think you're cute. You understand? But she has to have a strong attraction for you for that emotional relevancy to start. Right? So this is the thing where if you really, really, really want to see if a woman is interested in you, right? The best way to, the best time to see that is if you can get it in a situation where it's not convenient for her to fuck with you. You understand? That's the thing. You want it, you want that. That's like the ultimate test right there. Because like there's times where I've, I would have women, let's say for example, like I'm in my spot or whatever, and I would have chicks drive like an hour, maybe 2 hours to come meet me. Like I wouldn't go anywhere. You understand? I'd be like, look, I'm gonna be here. Come meet me here. They'd be like, oh, that's so far. Well, listen, if you want to hang out, then this is where I'm gonna be. So let me know. And then she'd be like, okay, I'll come meet you. Then they drive all the way out there and come meet me. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't convenient for them to drive 2 hours to meet me and then 2 hours back, right? But the interest level was so high that they did it. You understand? So you guys got to understand that. Like I remember, I think who was it? My dude Eddie Fuse was talking about this. I think he said one of his friends, if I'm not mistaken, one of his friends would, or some guy he knew, would tell him how he would film girls giving him head. Like he would film the girls giving him head, and so he would say people would ask him like, "Yo, how are these girls doing this? Like, how are they so comfortable just being on camera giving you head?" And he's basically saying because they know if they don't, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. I'm not going to fuck with them anymore. So their interest is so high with that dude that they're willing to do something that's not that convenient for them, which is getting filmed or whatever, and could just be on the internet and all this other shit, because the interest is that high. You understand what I'm saying? Don, you said we can't approach women now that we're quarantined. Okay, so now let's talk about that for a little bit. Again, this goes to the topic. How high is her interest for you? Right? Because until they say, nobody could go outside at all, you know what I'm saying? And even then, there's certain things you could do to keep the situation going. So for when you do get the chance to go outside, when all this shit kind of dies down, you can still implement and make shit happen. But let's just use what's happening right now. Right? So let's say you match with a girl on Tinder or Bumble or one of these online sites. Because right now, because everything's such on lockdown, you're going to have to utilize that internet heavy. You're going to have to utilize that fucking online dating heavy. So you guys out there who are slacking on online dating, right now is not the time to be slacking on that. You understand what I'm saying? Right now is not the time to slack on it. So now, if you are, look at Tyrone Washington trolling. So for now, if you are getting a match on Tinder, you hit the girl up, you FaceTime her. You can have a FaceTime date. You in the house, she in the house, you have a FaceTime date. Right? Then you say, yo, come through to the spots. Come through to the crib. You feel what I'm saying? Right? Now, again, how interested is she in you? And this is a good time to test her interest. Because see, let me tell you something. There's a lot of women out here who at this point in time, as I'm recording this right now, who are going to be extremely flaky. Mark my words. There's going to be a lot of women out there who are going to be extremely flaky. You understand? Because if you thought flakiness was the issue before, women are going to be extremely flaky right now. You understand? They're going to be extremely flaky. Tara, so you say you have to get to know her for a month to see her interests. See, this is what I'm talking about. This fucking guy. No, that's not what you need to do. But what I'm saying is that women are going to be extremely flaky. What women are going to tell you is they're going to be like, I feel kind of sick. I don't think I should be going outside. I don't know. Like, they're going to be doing all that shit, which is why your game has to be tight. Right? Now, if her interest is high, she's going to come to your spot. That's if, people could move around. Because shit could change next week. Who knows? Right? But again, this lockdown or whatever the fuck it is a good way to test her interest. Because right now it's not convenient for her to fuck with you like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's not convenient for her to fuck with you like that. Exactly, handsome bachelor lifestyle. You say every excuse out the woodwork about to start because it is. Real talk. Women are going to pull out the excuses heavy. Heavy. You understand what I'm saying? Women are going to be pulling out the excuses heavy. They're going to be like, oh, that I got some corona in my throat. I can't make it. I can't do. You understand? They're going to be coming out with the excuses heavy. They're going to be like, I feel sick. My back hurt. You understand? And as you said, so it's a waste of time? No, this is what I'm saying. You got to understand. You got to connect the dots. Test her interest in you. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're online, match with a girl, get her on the phone, talk to her on the phone or FaceTime. Then you say, listen, I know you bored at your house. I know you know what I'm saying? Like, you bored just sitting there all day. You know what I'm saying? Come through and we could corona and chill. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Gregory, you say you coming to New York? Ain't nothing popping off out here right now. Ain't nothing popping off out here right now. Nah, so I'm saying you guys got it. That's the thing now. Corona and chill right now. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Quarantine and chill. Exactly. Because look, man, yo. See, I always test women to see their interests. Because, when you get to a certain level of the game, you ain't got time for the fuck shit, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of girls, gonna be on a bunch of bullshit, and you know, you ain't got time for it. So what it is you want to test to see who's really about that. You understand? Because this is what you got to understand with anything in life, right? At any moment, you have to choose something. Now, listen to what I'm saying. At any moment, you have to choose something. You understand? See, right now, I chose to do the live stream, right? So, because I'm doing the live stream now, there's a bunch of other things I didn't choose to do. Like, I could have been jerking off right now. You feel what I'm saying? To X videos or Pornhub. But I was like, let me do the live stream. You feel what I'm saying? Plus, I'm seeing my girl after this, so I don't need to jerk off. But, right? So, I'm doing this right now. So, therefore, I'm not doing other things. Now, if I go and fucking, eat some food or whatever, I'm doing that right now, and I could have been doing other things. Right? So, what happens is this. When a woman decides to not fuck with you, to not see you, to not hang out with you, to not have sex with you, she has decided to do other things over fucking with you. Do you understand that? When a woman decides to not date you, not hang out with you, not hook up with you, whatever it is, she decided that the other thing she's doing is more important than fucking with you. You feel what I'm saying? That's what she decided. So whenever you about to go on a date with a chick and she flakes, right? She decided whatever else she was doing besides seeing you was more important than fucking with you. So therefore, she's basically saying, hey, I think whatever I'm doing now is more important than you. So therefore, she's saying that her interest isn't high. And that's why when a chick flakes, especially on the first meeting, first date, we're done. You understand what I'm saying? We're done. It's that simple. Because what it is she's showing that whatever else it is that she's going to do is more important than you. That's what it's about. And so this is what I'm saying, where you want to see and you want to test. You feel me? All right, let me take some calls real quick. Yo.
Yo, Locario, this is Lashar. How you doing?
I'm chilling. What's going on, bro?
I'm all right. This coronavirus is crazy, man. Like I live in Nashville, and downtown is just it's a ghost town down there. So yeah, I'm getting back on the Tinder game. Haven't been on it in a while, but yeah. Anyways, my question it doesn't really relate to the topic of the day, but it's a very important question. So, dude, the other day I told you the story about, how I went on that Insta date, right? And I did some going back over it, replaying it in my head. And what I noticed to me was that, okay, my conversation is good, you know what I'm saying? However, what's not good and what I need to improve on is my flirting technique,
right?
I've been going back on your membership, the Art of Flirting, and just going back and listening to it. And there are some things that just really aren't sticking with me. For instance, is it okay if I go into a little detail on it?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Email me, and then email me tonight with whatever you're gonna say, and then I'll hit you up through the email. You know what I'm saying? Because I want these guys to make sure they get on that bad boy membership. You feel me? So they can hear all the exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So can I go into it vaguely, real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. So basically, what I've noticed is when I'm flirting, I'm not doing enough of it.
Mm.
The reason why is I don't once I give that initial compliment, say she's wearing a nice dress, and I tell her, hey, that dress looks nice on you, or something like that.
Right.
Once I get that initial compliment, I don't know how to build upon from that. Like I can go back and forth about what you do for a living. Do you like to travel? I can do that all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my conversation is good, but it don't. At the end of the day, that's not gonna matter if I don't know how to build that. You know, that sexual attention up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so basically, like after I give that first initial compliment, because you can't just keep giving compliments back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's gonna be weird. Like, how do you get more clever with it? Like, what are some ways to flirt with the chick in the conversation? I already know touch her. I know that one. You know, eye contact is one of them, but verbally, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you flirt with them verbally besides, you know what I'm saying, complimenting them on their looks or complimenting them on how, on what they do for a living? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some different ways that you can flirt with a chick during the conversation? And also, this may sound a little silly, but since, you know, it's not going to be a lot of action out on the street, what are some techniques that you, off the top of your head, that you could think of? What are some techniques that somebody like me could do, you know what I'm saying, at home to work on our flirting skills for when we get back in the field?
Well, this is the thing. So as far as like, you know, flirting and shit like that and building sexual tension, it all depends on the context too. Because if I'm just in the street, you understand, and I'm talking to a girl for like maybe, you know, 2-3 minutes, right? And I'm just, you know, trying to get the number. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different than if I'm in a club at fucking 2:00 in the morning and I'm fucking, you know, up close on a chick. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
the context matters. You feel what I'm saying? But all it really is not anything too complicated. All it really is when you're flirting and you're building sexual tension is just to see her reaction. If you see once you get the reaction, right, you don't necessarily need to keep, you know, like doing too much. So for example, if I see a girl in a coffee shop and I just go up to her and I roll up on her and I just have regular small talk for like a minute or something, and I say, yo, you know, you got some like sexy ass lips or whatever. I'm just using an example, right? And so let's say she starts smiling whatever about it or laughing about that, right? And then I say, listen, you know, me and you need to get together sometime. Give me your number. Here's my number, blah, 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 right? So that's all I did. You understand? And so now what it is that I didn't need to necessarily do too much in that situation because I'm on my way out the coffee shop. I'm just trying to get her number. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if I was trying to pull her out the coffee shop to fuck with me that night, then that's a whole different fucking situation. Then I may have to do more, but it's not necessarily just complimenting her. Is flowing in the conversation so that based off of what's being said, right? Then that's how you can actually raise the situation to get it to the point where you want to get it to. So for example, let's say instead of leaving the coffee shop to, you know, just get her number or whatever, let's say I see her and I want to fucking like see if I could take her out the spot and take her back to my place that night or whatever the fuck it is, or, you know, do a bunch of different shit like that. So now it's not just me flirting. I got to figure out what is she doing for the rest of the day. Like what, you know, what's her you know, her plans or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Then I gotta, while I'm flirting, I gotta see, okay, how sexual is this woman? How far is she gonna make me take this? You feel what I'm saying? Then if she makes me take it far enough and she's free, you feel what I'm saying? Then I could set up something to make it happen. So that's what I'm saying, where it's all in the context. Everything that you need to know, you have to already have in your mind what you're trying to do. But then when you do that, you work backwards. So for example, like I said, if I see her and I'm like, I want to take her out, you know, today, you know what I'm saying? Or try to pull her out now, I got to work backwards. I got to say, okay, well, I got to find out what's she doing later on. You know, is she sexually attracted to me? I got to find out all these different things. So my conversation and my interaction is based off of that. So let's say I find out she's not free. Let's say she says, oh, I got to go to work in, you know, half an hour. I got to get back to work. I'm just on my lunch break. You feel what I'm saying? And I say, okay, well, when you get out of work? She's like, oh, I get out of work at 6. So then I say, listen, let's meet up at 6 o'clock over here. You understand what I'm saying? And then if she's cool to do that, we make it happen. But even before all that goes down, I'm flirting and I'm building a sexual tension. And I'm getting a little bit more flirty with her so that I know that she's interested in me sexually. Now that I know she's interested in me sexually, I say to her, hey, what are you doing now? Where, what's going on? Oh, I'm on lunch. I got to go back to work. Cool. What are you doing at 6 o'clock later on tonight? What time you get out? So all I'm finding out is she sexually attracted to me and is she free right now? You feel what I'm saying? But that's based off of me trying to make something happen that night. You see what I mean? So, but if I wasn't trying to make something happen that night and I just wanted her number, I could just say one or two things real quick, see if she's interested in the flirting, and then I get her information. You see what I'm saying? So it's not based off of the situation, the context, and what you're trying to do. That's going to tell you and show you what are the things you should be saying and doing in that situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So, in my context, okay, what had happened we had basically ran into each other in the coffee shop. We were both about to just chill at the coffee shop for a little bit, and I said, hey, let's get together. Let's talk a little bit. What I'm saying, something like that, and that's what we did. And I think we was there talking for at least a good 30 minutes because I had to go to the gym afterwards, so I had to cut it short. But like I said, dude, during the conversation, the regular conversation is good. Like I'm solid at that. Like that's not my issue. But like having those sexual conversations, you know what I'm saying? Not just making statements to her how I feel, but like having those sexual conversations is like how do you implement those into the conversation, just so it won't be completely small talk.
Right. Well, that all depends. Cause see, what you're asking me is stuff that I usually teach people 1-on-1, but I'll give you guys a little bit. So it's basically this, I'll be trying not to give dudes too much of the shit they got to pay for, but it's like this. All you're really looking for, I'm gonna give you a short answer. All you're really looking for is how is she? You got to listen to what she's saying, but also you have to add stuff in. So, for example, you adding stuff in, right? Let's say you're talking to her, whatever, you're having a regular small talk, and then you start off light, like, oh, you got some sexy ass lips, right? And let's say she's smiling and she's giggling about that, and she says, let's say she says something. I'm gonna just make up a conversation. Let's say she says, oh, I bet you say that to all the women or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? And then you can respond and be like, nah, I usually just say that to women that I actually want to have sex with. You feel what I mean? So now, you see how I'm getting into the conversation of sex? You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're just taking it down that road of you adding stuff in, seeing her reaction, and then responding to that, and then taking it down that path. You see what I'm saying? And this is why I'm saying you have to figure out what you're trying to do first. You see what I mean? Like, if you're trying to just get her number, you ain't got to do too much. You just you go back and forth. I got to go. I got shit to do. Let me get you information. But if you're trying to make something happen with her at that moment or that night or that day, or you understand what I'm saying, sooner than later, then it's a different way you go at it. You see what I'm saying? But if you're sitting there, because you say you was talking to her for 30 minutes, that's a long time. You know what I'm saying? To just be going back and forth and not really, you know what I'm saying, make anything happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So the thing is, you got to be able to quickly determine and figure out, because usually small talk with a chick shouldn't be no more than like a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops. Like, that's it. And that's even a little too long in some situations. And then you go straight into flirting and seeing if she's responsive to your flirting. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's all that is. You know what I mean? But yeah, email me though. I'll give you some more details in the email. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, one last thing on this live stream, can you go into detail about your in-person coaching, like the different pricings and whatnot, like what's included in it and stuff like that? Because I am interested. So
okay, cool.
If you could go into detail about that, that would be pretty dope.
All right, I'm gonna holler. I'm gonna talk about that right now on the stream. All right, man. Appreciate the call, bro. Right, peace. All right, so for those who want in-person coaching, really what it is, I'm gonna tell you right now, the shit is expensive. You understand what I'm saying? So what I usually do is I'm gonna take a call in a second. What I usually do is I do usually 3 to 6 month blocks. That's the main type I do. But then I have ones where it could be a weekend or a day. You feel what I'm saying? But any of that stuff is gonna range anywhere between 3 G's to about 10 G's. You understand what I'm saying? $3,000 to $10,000. Now, if you want me to go out to where you're at, you understand what I'm saying? If you want me to fly to your city, it's going to be, let's say, for example, you wanted to do a weekend. You feel what I mean? You're gonna have to pay for the weekend plus pay for the flight and the hotel. So that's what I'm saying. It's expensive. It ain't no cheap shit. So that's what I'm telling you. So because I'm gonna be with you the whole time, with you out there interacting with women, teaching you all the stuff you need to know, telling you all the things that I don't say on here. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's gonna cost you some bread. So and so for those who are interested, make sure you just email me at askmrlocario@gmail.com and I'll get you the info, because a lot of people that email me and they they think it's gonna be cheap, and I'm like, bro, it ain't gonna be cheap. It ain't gonna be cheap. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be cheap. So that's what it is. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it is. Reggie Adventures, you said, are you gonna get laid from the tactics? What tactics? What tactics you talking about? See, that's the thing. Ask yourself this: if you go to a college and you get a degree, do you ask the college, hey, am I gonna get a job from getting this degree? You know what I'm saying? Or does the college teach you the things you need to know to have the skills to get that job, or to actually do the things you need to get in the job? So that's what you guys gotta understand. I give you the tools. You understand what I'm saying? To make it happen. If you ain't gonna make it happen, I can't really do nothing for you. You feel what I'm saying? So, but let me get a few more calls real quick. You guys can call back 646-481-3901 is the calling number. 646-481-3901. You, what's popping? You. I hear you a little bit. You gotta speak up a little. What's going on?
How's it going, Locario? I listen to you all the time, and I just had some questions about my situation and whatnot. And I think you was talking about last week. You was talking about how to you was talking about basically, I don't know if it was a topic review, but you was basically talking about how to make things straightforward. You were talking about, basically, you were talking about how you should be very straightforward with your intentions, and basically, if you walk up to a woman, you say what you want, and you can get what you want. But I mean, I've been slowly putting in my work, and I've been moving away from being as a direct, because it just doesn't work for me. I mean, not saying that I don't like it. It's just that it hasn't been working effective. So I have to, try out different things. If I just keep doing the same thing over and over, it's probably not going to yield good results.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you think? Is it just only according to the person who's doing it, or is it just a factor of maybe the person you think might be doing it wrong? What do you think?
So is being indirect working for you?
I mean, I'm getting less rejections, but I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, are you getting more shit happening for you? What I'm saying is, if you're being indirect, are you getting more sex? Are you getting more dates? Are you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm getting more numbers, but then again, I'm moving a lot slower.
But that's the thing. What I was gonna say is that a person could be indirect and still get a lot of girls, and a person could be direct and get a lot of girls. It all depends on if you're doing it right. You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like I don't really teach too much about being indirect. Like I teach indirect openers, but that's it. That's pretty much it. But the thing is this: it's the reason why direct doesn't work for a lot of for certain guys, or there's a lot of guys that it doesn't work for, is because most guys don't they're not comfortable being direct because they want to delay the rejection. So they you know what I'm saying? Even though they think they're being direct or not, that's one. Two, they don't believe what they're saying and doing. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't believe it, it comes off incongruent. So you're saying something, but you don't. It doesn't come off right when you're saying it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't really believe that it's going to work. You don't believe that you should be doing it, or you understand what I'm saying? So that's another thing. 2 or 3, guys aren't willing to put in the work it takes to be direct. You understand what I'm saying? Because being direct is supposed to look something like this. For example, this is how direct works. Direct is you go to the girl, let her know what you're trying to do. If she's down, cool. If she's not, you move on to the next girl. You tell this next girl, hey, this is what I want to do. She's down, cool. Not, you move on to the next one. So it's a constant movement. It's a constant motion. It's a constant charging chicks to the game. What indirect guys do is they stick to this one girl and keep trying to make shit happen with this one girl until it fizzles out. You feel what I'm saying? And so you waste a lot more time being indirect because you're not playing the numbers game like how you should be playing it. You understand? Because the thing is that, and I always say this, being direct works all the time. Because either you're going to get what you're saying you want to make happen, or you're not. There's no in between. Being direct is black and white. There's no gray area. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So what's not working for you as far as being direct though? Like what's like the thing that you feel like is not working?
I mean, my approach is not really so advanced or anything. I usually just tell them like, hey, I saw you walking here, and I'll be like, hey, you should give me your number. I'll call you back. We'll have coffee or something like that. And it didn't really work well to me because I know like this is kind of off topic, but there's kind of like this myth I keep hearing from a lot of guys that keep telling me to go for the older women. But they're like one of the hardest people like to approach for me at least. So I usually just say like, I usually approach the younger people around my crowd and say like, hey, I want to get coffee. Like, do you like coffee? They'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, hey, do you want coffee? And I didn't get as much yeses doing that. So usually I'll just slow it down. I'll be like, okay, like, hey, how you doing? I'll be like, where are you going? Where you off to? And then I'll be like, hey, if you're not busy, you should.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you want to get coffee with these women?
Yeah.
So you actually want to get coffee?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like sex, but I mean.
No. What I'm saying is, what's your ideal thing you want to do with these women? Like, if you could only what's the main thing you want to do?
I mean, I guess like just like have fun, just get to know them in a little bit of time. I don't really like the slow dating type route, but I guess like if I'm willing to try something different, then I will go that route. I don't really like it, but I'm willing to try it, if it gives different results.
No, what I'm saying is like what do you like? You see, and that's the problem. See, that's another thing with being direct. You have to basically know what you want to do.
I mean,
because right now it don't sound like you know what you want to do. That's what I'm saying. Like you should be able to tell me, hey, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen. This is what how I want it to happen. All that shit.
I mean, yeah, like I do, but there's certain things I want to do, but
I'm gonna help you out right now. So what are the things you want to do? Just put them out there.
I mean, if we have a good time, we chill, we probably, have sex and something like that, and, maybe see each other again.
Give me specifics. Give me specifics. What coffee shop you want to take them to?
I mean, maybe Starbucks, or maybe we just go to, Maybe the diner, not too far from where I live.
No, well, give me one. Give me one. Starbucks or the diner? Which one?
Starbucks.
Okay. Now, what do you want to do? What do you want to do after Starbucks?
I mean, maybe call it back again. Be like, hey, we should, probably have a drink here, and then maybe we can move back to my place.
Okay. So now, when you approach these women, right? First of all, take the maybes out because you're saying maybe means I'm not sure. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you're talking to a woman, you don't sound sure of yourself because you're like, I don't know, maybe I don't. You understand what I'm saying? You got to take that out your conversation. So when you approach the girl, think about this. Think about how different these two things sound, right? Listen, Miss, how you doing? I want to get your number. I think you're really attractive. I want to take you out to get some coffee at Starbucks. Then maybe after that we get some drinks, another day. And then if everything goes well, I want to get you naked, fuck the shit out you, whatever it is, right? Versus you saying, hey, miss, how you doing? Hey, let me get your number. Maybe we could maybe go to Starbucks. I don't know, maybe the diner. Like you have to sound more sure of yourself. This is why I'm asking you, what are the things you want to do? So once you know the things you want to do, you just say those things and then close the deal. You understand? So you're talking to the girl, hey, miss, listen, I stopped you for a second because I thought you was really cute. What's your name? Jenny? Jenny, what's good? My name is so-and-so. Listen, you need to give me a number because what I want to do is I want to take you to Starbucks tomorrow. Then after that, next week I might take you for a drink. And then after that, we gonna get a popping in the bedroom. So what's good? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's what you got to do. You see what I'm saying? But see, the more sure of yourself you sound, what happened?
Really worked for me, though.
Say it again.
I mean, that approach has never really worked for me.
I know why it hasn't worked because you keep coming up to them talking about maybe. That's what I'm saying. You're not sure about what you want. So the girl, when you're talking to her, right? Okay. Think about it like this. Think about do you have a job?
Yeah.
Right now. When you went to that job interview, did they tell you the benefits? Did they tell you how much you're gonna get paid? They told you all that shit, right?
Basically, yeah.
Right. So now, what if you was trying to get that job and they said, what's your name again? What's your name?
James.
James. What if they say, hey, James, listen, we want you to work here, and maybe we might pay you $15 an hour, maybe $13. I don't know. Maybe we'll have some benefits you would choose. I'll see. We're not really too sure. Would you really be excited to work at this place that sounds like they don't know what the fuck they're doing?
No.
Exactly. And that's how you sound when you're talking to women. They're looking at you and they're feeling like you don't know what you want to do.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, I guess it depends on her attracting to you. Like, I mean, you have more leeway when you're an attractive guy. But I mean, I've done that. I've done that route before. Just being like, hey, let's go back to my place. But hasn't really worked so well. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying. The reason why it doesn't work well is, again, I'm telling you, it's because you come off as someone who doesn't know what they want. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't sound confident in what you're saying. You don't sound like you. Shout out to African Kingdom in the building. You don't sound like you actually are sure about what you're saying to the woman. Because understand, women need to follow you. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for a guy to follow. So a lot of times, so you're talking about, well, it depends on if they're attracted to you. Part of what makes them attracted to you is if you actually sound like you know what you're doing. If you're someone they can follow. If you're someone they can take direction from. If you sound masculine. You feel what I'm saying? So you could be even a good-looking dude, but if you're coming up to the girl talking about, well, maybe we should go here. Well, I don't know. There's a diner there, maybe. That's how you're sounding. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. It's important the way you come off, the way that you approach the situation, right? Like if you was in school, right, and there's a bully in school, right, but the bully comes up to you and he's like, yo, man, let me get your lunch money, man. Like, maybe you could give it to me tomorrow. I don't know, maybe next week. If you have it though, you look at this dude like he fucking ridiculous. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? But if a bully comes up to you and say, yo, my dude, run your pockets, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? And you're gonna be like, oh shit. You feel what I mean? It's a different energy. That's what I'm saying. Your energy is of a guy who feels like you don't know what you want. And that's part of why it's not working for you. This is what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
So that's what I'm saying. You gotta switch that up. Take all the ums and the maybes out of your speech, and be just think about it because you already thought about it. Look, Starbucks, drinks, and fucking tell them you want that straight up. Look them in their eye. Be like, listen, this is what I want to do. Give me your information. Here's my information. Boom. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Of course, you want to make sure you're looking your best, dress well, all that other stuff, right? But when you're having the conversation with the woman, sometimes even, let's say, for example, when you stop a girl in the street, sometimes based off of how you're stopping her or how you're talking to her, how you get her attention also matters. Because if you get a girl to, let's say you see a girl is coming towards you, and you stop, you say, hey, miss, hold on for a second, let me talk to you for a minute, right? And she stops, and she actually, if you get a girl to stop in the middle of the street and talk to you, right? That right there, you already got her attention, because that already right there is implied interest just for that second, because she's actually stopping. So now that you got her stopped there, you want to make sure you're prepared to say the things you need to say. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you stop her and then you come with some, I don't know, well, she's going to be like, oh, this dude, I'm good. She's going to be like, no, thanks, have a nice day, whatever. Right? But if you have the attitude and the conviction and the confidence to say the shit you need to say to her, it's going to be a different story. That's what I'm saying. Your behavior matters a lot in this situation. This is what makes you or breaks your attraction in a woman's eyes a lot of times. This is why even on our end of the spectrum, where we see certain girls, we may see a girl who we think is like a 5.5, maybe a 6. But then she may have a certain type of personality. She may be fun and bubbly and submissive and feminine, and that bumps her up to like a 7. You understand? Because now she looks better in our eyes based off of her behavior. This is what I'm saying. You feel me?
Yeah, I see.
All right? So, man, you'll see her practice that shit and get that shit popping. All right? I'm going to holler at you, man.
All right, cool.
All right, peace. Later. All right. So I'm going to take one more call before we head up out of here. So I got to go. I told you it was going to be a short show, people. Yo, what's popping? Who this? You.
Yo, Mr. Locario, this is Jaren from Ohio.
What's going on, bro?
Not much, bro. So I got 2 questions for you. Don't mind me answering.
All right, it was good.
So, so my first question is that it's related to the topic you're talking about.
Mm.
So if a chick isn't cooperating with you on every date, so let's say you want to have sex with this chick each and every time, and she isn't cooperating with you on each time, but sometimes, let's say, she does give you sex, the next time she doesn't, should you still hang out with that chick, or should you charge her because she's not cooperating with you every time?
So you're saying if you hook up with a girl and this is a girl you're dating?
No, this is a girl I'm seeing.
So this is your girlfriend?
No, this is just a girl I'm seeing. Like, I'm going on dates with her, but we're not in a long-term relationship.
Okay, so it's a girl like you hooking up and dating with. Okay, so and how long you knew this girl for?
For about 2-3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. And how many times you hit it?
Like once.
And how many times you hung out with her?
2 times, but the last time I was trying to do that. I know it's dependent on your game, right? I already know.
So what happened the last time when you was trying to hang out with her and hit it?
Well, she said she was too tired, and she said she was cold. But can I first tell you something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have my mentality is I have so much confidence in myself. I know I can get any situation popping, right? But I feel like it depends on your game, in the moment, right? So I'm kind of thinking all right, the last date I had, my game wasn't on point compared to the first date. But even if my game isn't on point, if she's not cooperating with me, regardless, should I stop talking to her as much, right? Or should I just charge her? That's my question.
Right. The thing is this, is that if you're dealing with a chick, right, you have to, when shit like that comes up, right?
Yeah.
You got to make sure that she knows what the deal is with your situation. Meaning, she knows she knows what's going on between you and her. Meaning that we hooking up. So if I'm chilling with you and we not hooking up, then I don't need to be chilling with you. So if she's like, "Oh, I'm tired," be like, "All right, cool. Well, I'm about to head out." You feel what I'm saying? I'm about to leave, and call me later when you want to fuck. That's it.
Okay, cool.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And then if she again meets up with you and is like, "Oh, I'm tired," well, now I got to charge you to the game. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's it. See, the thing is, you gotta let, like, if a chick start acting like that, you gotta let her know what it is. It's usually good to let her know what it is through your actions and through saying certain things in the first place. Like, "Yo, we just hooking up. I'm not really trying to do no boyfriend and girlfriend shit. When I come through, I want to smash, right?" So you let her know that's what it is.
Saying, I don't even cut you off, but basically what you're saying is, regardless of whatever you're trying to do, for any dude, just be more direct before the date happens, right?
Right, exactly. Saying? Just let her know what it is. Cool. Just let her, because see, there's one thing if you can tell already the girl is interested and she wants to do it and she's attracted, and she, like, I've been on dates where, like, it'd be a first date. I meet up with the girl. We might get a drink or something, and I can already tell off the bat she want to make it happen on some sex shit. And so I just be like, "Let's get out of here and make it happen," right? And so it's just super easy. And I might meet her a few more times. We meet up, we fuck, we do what we do. So it's already known. So I don't really got to say nothing to her. But there are certain situations where if a girl you're supposed to be hooking up with starts on some, "Oh, well, I'm tired," or "I got my period," and all this stuff, be like, "Well, listen, holler back at me when you want to fuck. And if you ain't trying to fuck, then I'm good." And that's it. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. You just got to let her know. Yeah. Now that she know you ain't trying to just chill with her on some regular shit, then if she tries to chill with you on some regular shit, the next time you meet, then you got to charge us to the game. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, cool.
All right?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do what you said, and then because, like every date, every time I talk to him, like, I try to improve on something that I missed that last time. So I think maybe my game was, I think my game's pretty good, but maybe I missed out on saying certain stuff and I wasn't direct, so I'm going to do that. Right?
Yeah, just let her know what it is. Just let her know what it is, and then just, have her follow that, and if she not, just, charge to the game. You feel me?
Yeah, and then my second question is it kind of simping? Like, I don't really consider myself a simp, but is it kind of simping, or is it something wrong if you're going for girls that are sixes or sevens, but you know that you're capable of getting 8s and 9s, so just for the purpose of maybe sex or just whatever? Isn't there something wrong with that? Because I kind of feel like maybe what I'm kind of going through right now.
Well, yeah, there's something wrong with that because you're purposely lowering your standards. You feel what I'm saying? You're purposely doing it because you think, and see, you're lowering your standards and you're making it hard for you to get hotter women at the same time. Because now what you're doing is you're psyching yourself out to think that it's easier to get women who you think are less attractive and harder to get women who you think are really attractive. It's a psychological thing you're doing in your mind. So now what's going to happen is that you're going to keep fucking with those girls who you think are less attractive because you're going to be more like, cool, calm, and collected with them because you're like, "Oh, whatever, you're just a 6. I don't give a fuck, whatever." And that's going to make her attracted to you. Then you're going to see the 9 or a 10 and you're going to be nervous. You're going to think you got to do extra shit because you think it's harder to get them, and it's going to be harder for you to get them just in general because you think it's harder to get them. So what I'm saying is, don't do that. Just go for the ones you want in the first place. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Do that because it's not. See, this is the what people get confused. It's not harder to get a woman who's a 9 or a 10 versus a woman who's a 6 or a 7 because that shit is still all in your mind. Because there's no such thing as a girl who's a 9 or a 10 or a 6 or 7. That's all subjective.
Yeah.
So there's no harder thing. You feel what I'm saying? It don't make it doesn't make any sense.
Like, I knew that already. Like, I believe in the looks are subjective thing, but like for me personally, like, I don't know. I would go for a girl, like, she's decent looking, she has a really nice body, and I would consider it like a 7. But like in my mind, I'm like, why am I not hitting up a girl that has like a super hot face and a nice body? Like that was just like my like subconscious thing, like just eating at me. Like, dude, like why you're not going for girls that are better when you can obviously like you should shoot for better girls. Like that was just my thing. So
yeah, that's what you got to do. Just go for the ones you want in the first place. It ain't like you can't see a chick who is a cool 7 or 6 and fuck with her. But what I'm saying is that shouldn't be like your main thing, and it shouldn't be the mentality of, oh well, because she's easier. You feel what I'm saying? It shouldn't have that you shouldn't have that thought process. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, man.
And I just want to give I just want to give a quick tip for dudes about online dating. So you mentioned, so I know you guys are familiar with Bumble, but so another ways to get the Bumble coins, Mr. Carter, you know what I'm talking about, right? The Bumble coins, you got to pay for them.
Yeah.
You, instead of paying for them, like if you want to try the platform out, guys, you can go on Twitter. You can literally email Bumble on Twitter and say like, hey, like your algorithm sucks. It's shitty. It's just not working. This is something that I did, and I send you 10 free Bumble coins.
Oh, right.
So they want to get you back on the platform. So.
Right. That's what's up. This dude is hustling the system. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up,
man.
I
didn't want to pay, you know, so.
That's what's up. But Joe, man, appreciate it. Call my brother. I'm going to holler at you.
Yeah, thanks. You too, man. Have a good night.
Peace. Later. All right, people. It's about that time. My brother had to head up out of here. I just want to do a real quick show. So I'll be back again on Wednesday, actually. So I'll be back again on Wednesday. I'll probably do a longer one Wednesday. You feel what I'm saying? And then also, of course, always Friday. You know how it goes. So make sure you guys, you know, don't worry about this shit, man. Don't panic. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna be all good. This shit will, you know, it'll dissipate at some point. You feel what I'm saying? It was funny because people was asking me like to give some game on how to get chicks in this type of environment. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was thinking about I might do something like that. Just give you some tips on how to still keep shit going and pull shit with these women. But I still want to see what they're talking about, because if they start doing shit where they're like, oh, it's gonna be some super curfew shit on some, you know, on some that next level Illuminati New World Order type shit. You understand what I'm saying? Some martial law shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but we'll see. You feel me? But shout out to everybody in the chat room, and I'll holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.